We are looking at our last two features of rational functions coming up, and we are so close to being ready to graph these. So let's take a look at y-intercepts. What is a y-intercept? Well, you've seen y-intercepts before back in even 8th and 9th grade when you were graphing linear functions. And you have a linear function and you saw y equals mx plus b, right? And the b was the y-intercept where the line crosses the y-axis. In this one, it looks like it might be like 0, -4. So what does that look like in a rational function? Well, I'm going to go ahead and draw a rational function here, and I'm going to give us a vertical asymptote over here on the left side, and our function might look something like this. Okay, where does it cross the y-axis? Well, right here. This one looks like it almost might be at 0, 1. Could we have two y-intercepts? Maybe this crosses the 0 line maybe down here as well. Maybe it goes like this. Is that possible? Well, no, because we have no longer a function, doesn't pass the vertical line tests. So we're only going to be able to have one y-intercept. You can't have more than one. Now, what do you notice about whenever the graph crosses the y-axis? What is the x value? It's always 0. It's not to the left at all, it's not to the right at all, it's always 0. So where does the graph cross the x-axis? The y-axis, where x equals 0. So how are we going to find the y-intercept? Plug in 0. Let's try it. If I have y equals x minus 8 over x squared minus 4, let's go ahead and plug in 0. 0 minus 8, -8. 0 squared minus 4, -4. So when we plug in 0 for x, we get what for y? Positive, not negative, positive 2, because negative over negative is positive. And that's our y-intercept. Pretty easy. Let's try one more. Y equals x minus 1 over x squared plus x. Let's plug in 0. 0 minus 1, -1. 0 squared plus 0, 0. Now what's wrong with this? This is undefined. So actually this one has no y-intercept. And if we look back at our previous features that we've learned, this might make a little bit more sense. What are the undefined points here? If I factor this, I get x and x plus 1. Nothing cancels on the top and the bottom, so no holes. So what does that make? What information does this give me? Well, it actually tells me I have vertical asymptotes at x equals 0 and x equals -1. This graph at that y-axis, where x equals 0, has an asymptote. So our line can't touch it. It can't cross it. So there can be no y-intercept because there's a vertical asymptote there. So to find the y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. This is our easiest feature yet. It's my favorite one to find. Oops. And we will move on to x-intercepts in the next video.